Dear friends and followers, welcome back to my channel. Today's video will cover another classic passenger question. Why do the flight attendants dim the lights prior to takeoff and landing during hours of darkness? And why does the tray table need to be stowed away, the window blinds need to be up, and the seat into its upright position? And I'll give you a plain hack what makes this little thing right here so special for the survival of many passengers. So let's get started.
1383, runway 27, clear takeoff. United 1538, number 327,
The first 350 people to click the link in the description below get a 2-month free trial with Skillshare, where you can easily learn how to develop yourself as a person, start your own business, or how to make your passion a full-time job. I am pretty sure that many of you have experienced this multiple times. You're in your passenger seat, you're taxiing to the active runway, the sun has just set, and during taxi the flight attendant makes an announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, in preparation for takeoff, we would like you to open up the window blinds, stow your tray table, and bring your seat into the upright position. And a few minutes later, the flight attendant dims the cabin lights. Now, most of the flight attendant announcements are related to your safety and the safety of the entire flight, so I advise you to pay close attention. Okay, let's first explain the dimmed cabin lights. Now, imagine yourself sitting in your garden on a sunny day, and then you decide to head into the garage to get some ice cream from the deep freezer. You open the door to your pitch black garage and probably stumble over your garden hose as your eyes haven't yet adapted to the darkness. You can see where I'm going with this. Now let's imagine the takeoff is rejected due to an engine fire and the plane comes to a rapid stop on the runway. Now this most probably will initiate an emergency evacuation procedure. Now the flight attendants will give you instructions via the PA system to evacuate the plane immediately. Now if the cabin lights were to be fully bright, you would then jump onto the slide into absolute darkness as your eyes struggle with the sudden change, and stumbling over your garden hose will be the least of your problems. So that's the reason why the flight attendants dim the cabin lights during taxi, so that your eyes have time to adapt to the darkness and are ready in case of an emergency. Also keep in mind that the pilots will shut down the engines according to the evacuation checklist, which results in an AC power loss. Therefore, the emergency exit light switch is kept in the armed position so that the onboard batteries power the emergency exit signs above the doors and the emergency escape lights fitted in the cabin floor to guide you to your nearest exit. The emergency evacuation leads us directly to the tray tables. Now imagine you're sitting in an aisle seat with your tray table down, using your laptop during landing, although it's prohibited. Now due to an unfortunate landing, you are then requested to evacuate the plane. You grab your laptop, but you don't stow the table, and the passenger in the middle seat and in the window seat lose precious seconds as their evacuation path is blocked. Now you might say, how hard can it be for a passenger in the middle seat to stow the table during evacuation? Once the evacuation is initiated by the evacuation horn, your heart rate will rise to 180 and more within a second. You panic, and some people can't do the easiest things during a panic situation. Trust me. So stow your table. And here comes a plain hack you want to check out yourself. Now this is the locking lever you see at most tables, but only a few tables come with this little knob next to the lever. So what's up with that? If you see one of those, you're sitting near an emergency exit, for example next to the overwing emergency exit on an Airbus A320. This little knob prevents the lever from moving into its open position whilst the passengers squeeze through that narrow gap during an evacuation. As you see, it's literally the small things in life that matter the most. The same goes for reclining the backrest. If your backrest is reclined, the passenger right behind you hasn't got enough headspace in case he has to get into the braced position prior touchdown. Also, a reclined backrest could be obstructive during an evacuation. And finally, the window blinds. Why do they need to be open? Primarily so that you and the flight attendant see what's going on outside of the plane. Now back to our engine fire situation. If you see flames piling up out of the engine on your side of the plane, you know you do not want to exit on that side of the plane. So the flight attendants will direct you away from any potential danger and in some cases won't even open the door of the hazardous side of the plane. Also, by the time you evacuate the plane, the local fire brigade will have arrived and wants to evaluate the situation by looking through the cabin windows. And if there's a fire inside the plane, they need to take necessary actions. Now you might question, how dare the flight attendant not open another vital exit? Planes are built and tested such that all the passengers can evacuate the plane within 90 seconds through half the available emergency exits. So I strongly advise you follow the instructions given by the cabin crew. Last but not least, leave your hand luggage behind, otherwise you're potentially endangering the life and safety of other passengers. I hope you enjoyed this short video about another safety feature on airplanes. Make sure to perform a touch and go at my Instagram account. No emergency evacuations on my runways, please. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button right here, plus the notification bell so you won't miss out upcoming videos. See you next week. All the best, your Captain Joe. Being a pilot and running this channel is very time consuming, and that's why I need to be as productive as possible in my free time. I've taken the guidance from some of the masters on productivity through Skillshare. If you are also a very busy person either in work or school, it is important to dedicate time to developing your passion. And this is where Skillshare comes in, and they're hooking up the first 350 people who click the link in the description below with a 2-month free trial. In today's age, it's very possible to create your own successful business, a YouTube channel or a side project, so take the first step and sign up a course on productivity, photography or videography. Again, the first 350 people who sign up with the link in the description below will get a 2-month of learning for free. And after that, it's just $10 per month if you like it. So, see ya!